Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. And through this channel, I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is to achieve 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, and we do take into account losses. So further details with regard to how to join us in the challenge for a little $9 a month, and also to get access to an exclusive in-depth strategy video, information is available in the description below. In the previous video, we looked at Ticksimil MMTLP, focusing on some important questions. We also introduced a new stock to the channel, Ticksimil EVMFM. So please refer back to the previous video for updates on both stocks. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a follow-up with some more developments for MMTLP, as well as looking at due diligence for a new stock which has been making tremendous progress recently, so stay tuned for that one. So let's first of all start by having a look at what's happening in the market. So on the screen here from the Wall Street Journal, we can see that stocks are still having losses, inflation is going up, and we've just seen consumer prices go up approximately 9.1% for the year ending June 2022. So the S&P 500 is still down, Dow Jones Industrial is down, and the Nasdaq Composite is also down. But let's have a look at how the market did today with regard to different sectors. On the heat map here, we can see technology is down, financial areas down, healthcare is down, industrials are also down. However, consumer cyclicals and defense and energy is mostly up, but overall a red day in the market. So from yesterday's video, I received a very important post on the comments from Bradley Tate again. So if you remember, Bradley is one of the people featured with one of the best examples of diamond hands, and this was also shouted out in the video and on Twitter. So let's see what Bradley has posted again in the comments, which I think was worth looking at. So he stated here, in terms of the aftermarket MMTLP, there was some unusual price action. So he stated here, shares sold for $60 and 100 shares sold for $69, and this was shared on the Reddit board with screenshots looking at 2 transactions. So the question is, are these trades true? So we're looking at trades here which may or may not be true, so we have to have a look at this and see what the consensus of opinion is. There could be evidence here of a dark market, and it could be evidence of something that may be trading in the thousands or in the millions of MMTLP shares. So if you remember in the previous video, this is something that was also shared with John Berder, so that has been an update on that as well. So we'll look at that shortly. So it could be hedge funds are looking at this in terms of an opportunity before the S1 is released to cover their short positions. And again, if they are covering now above the $60 share price, it makes people, obviously Bradley here, afraid that the price they may have to pay after S1 is released. So the $60 mark or the $69 mark is certainly very interesting. Let's now have a look at the screenshot in question. So this screenshot is for Etrade. So if anybody is also trading on Etrade and can also share an insight in the comments, that would certainly be welcome. But let's have a look at the prices in question. So we can see here at the 2 bottom rows, we have one for $59, 100 shares, one for $60, also this time 120 shares. The first one for 120 shares is recorded for a time of 8 AM, and the 100 shares is recorded for a time of 8:08. So I am a little bit concerned about the wording pre-market, because the OTC has fixed hours and is not actually trading as a pre-market time, but let's ignore that. I'm going to give a shout out now to Known Quit on Reddit, who's actually posted something interesting with regard to this rumour and the maths. So what he said here is, according to his maths, if we look at the gas, $60, sorry, without looking at the gas, $60 is pretty close, and also we're looking at $15 with regard to the 48 million shares, where obviously we're looking at hours, 3 times that. It's 168 million qualifying MMTLP shares. So obviously rumour and speculation here of a potential $60 valuation for the payout, but there's obviously a disagreement here at the bottom from Sweet Assumption 9479, who said $60 is not enough anyway. So if you remember in the previous video, many and the vast majority of investors in MMTLP are expecting a price in excess of $80, are also going to be looking to hold. around about $80 or above. So this is a post that's in agreement with that, and the evidence here is Oasis Petroleum has just paid a special dividend at $15 a share for 250 million barrels. So that's quite staggering. Knightsbridge or MMTLP, compared to $250 million, we have 3.7 billion. I think it's actually might be actually 3.4 billion. But again, we're not going to argue too much over that. So he's saying here $60 is not accurate enough in his opinion. And obviously the implication here is it should be much, much higher. So in the previous video, you'll remember that one of the things that we focused on is a post here from Exact Perspective 508. So there has been development from that post. So we're going to give a shout out here to Wendell Roy, who's again tagged in John Berder, and he said, can you please respond to this question? Did you report this to the appropriate regulatory bodies or not? So the good news is we have had a response from John. So let's have a look at what has been stated here. So what John Berder has said is FINRA does not work for us or for our interests. They are a self-governing entity owned by the BDs to regulate the BDs and set the rules for them. And then finally at the bottom, just 3 hours ago at time of editing, he's also said he understands that Meta officers did speak to FINRA. They also basically said that 2 market makers got together and filed the paperwork, and more importantly, there is nothing that Meta can do about this. This is my knowledge on the situation. So for me, this indicates that obviously we're looking at 2 market makers here. It could be also 2 market makers that also may have been responsible for making MMTLP tradable. So these are obviously brokers or unknown organizations that have yet to be named. So certainly I'm hoping any investigation that is carried out certainly identifies these companies. What I'd now like to do is move on to have a look at the stock that is the next up for analysis, and that's ticker symbol TH. So before we look at ticker symbol TH, also known as Target Hospitality, on the screen here you'll see that this is a stock that we called out prior to trading this week on the 10th of July 2022. And at the top, you will see a quick review of our previous week's review of the stocks that we called out. AKBA up 18%, CLVS was up 30%, FFIE was up 55%, ALNA was up in excess of 35% with a chance of a 45% gain. So let's have a look at the current stock for today, ticker symbol TH, Target Hospitality. So there was some breaking news. So I'm going to share that news with you right now. So on the screen here, you'll be able to see in terms of from Market Screener right now, we can see the positive news for the company is with regard to the financial outlook. We can see the financial outlook for the company is increased by 53% with a projected record $505 million annual revenue. And this has also been submitted in a Form 8K. So this is a tremendous catalyst for this stock. Let's now have a look at the chart. So on screen here, you'll be able to see the chart for ticker symbol TH, also known as Target Hospitality Corporation. So this is the chart for the previous 5 days. So if you remember, this is a stock we called out prior to trading on the Monday. The good news here is this stock is up in excess of 107% over the previous 5 days. If you look at the 200-day and the 50-day moving average, they are still showing a strong positive trend upwards. And again, the chart on the chart is also quite bullish on an upward trend. At time of editing, it was trading at $11.53, up in excess of 16% just on today. Volume is just in excess of 5.7 million. Compared to an average volume of 2.4 million. So again, congratulations to everybody got in ticker symbol TH. So for further details of stocks that we call out in the Discord prior to trading, you can join the Discord for as little as $9 a month. Not all calls are successful, but this certainly is one of the best calls for this week so far. So thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.